Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and if this is your first time, like and subscribe to the channel. And today I want to be talking about tips in dating in Medellin, Colombia. So I'm going to be talking about my experience. I made another video a while back, but now that I've been here longer, I've gone out more and seen like from my personal experiences and seen what happens to like other friends as well. As far as dating is concerned in Medellin, I would like to make another video. I think I learned enough to see how some of the things are here, and I've been coming here to this country for a few years now. And I hope that you get something from this video. I hope you learn from not just from my mistakes, but the mistakes that I've seen some of my friends and foreigners make, even some of the expats. And so I will start off with this. Like the best tip that I could give y'all is that if you go out with a girl here in Medellin, especially if it's your first time, first rule is that she shouldn't be bringing a friend. Because, you know, it's funny, I had that girl try to do that to me the other day. It's like, oh, can I bring a friend? And I was like, no. And she asked why, and I was like, you know what, because I want to get to know you, not your friend. And not only that, but you don't get nothing as a man if her friend's coming along. Because if her friend's coming, like, what are you going to get from it? Nothing. You're going to spend money on a girl that probably has a boyfriend. And so you're going to, like, what are you going to be? Like, you know, what, you're going to have a threesome with the girl or what? And so, like, so why is the girl coming to me, you know, like, so that's what I'm saying, like, you know, that girl tried to text me, and I was like, nah, man, I was like, if you want to come over here, you can come over here. I want to get to know you. I want to talk to you. I don't want your friend to be around us. And I understand, maybe, like, after you know the girl for a while, maybe, like, 2 or 3 months or whatever, you've gone out with her a few times, you know. But even then, you know, like, it is part of the culture here for people to go out in groups and stuff. But, like I said, if you're trying to get to know the girl the first time, she shouldn't be bringing her friends. So, yeah, that's like the best tip that I could give you. Like, yeah, no friends. And, you know, I made the mistake of, like, when I first got here, like, I didn't think it was a big deal. But most of the girls that I, like, you know, I interacted with or I went out with in Medellin, they never really asked if they could bring a friend. But it does happen, you know. And I had one girl one time tell me, oh, you know, can I bring my friend? And I told her no. It's like, no, I just, like, I don't want to be around anybody else. Like, I'm inviting you to go out. I want to talk to you. She got mad and she was like, well, I'm not going to come. And I was like, I don't give a shit. I was like, so you got to learn how to say no. That's the second best tip that I could give you. Guys have to learn how to say no, because it's gonna save you from a lot of problems. You know, all you have to be is like, you know, it's sometimes better to go out by yourself than to go out with bad company. So really, do you want to go out with a girl that's bringing 3 of her friends that don't really like are there for you? So yeah, that's pointless. You're just wasting your time and your energy, and most of all, importantly, you're wasting your money. So like I said, I'm never gonna pocket watch, or I'm never gonna tell a guy how to spend his money. But yeah, you have to be careful with that. Like, I had a friend of mine, he went out with these, you know, they're his friends, right? Obviously it's nothing to do with dating on this, what I'm saying right now, but he went out with these girls he knew, and by the end of the night, those 3 girls were making out with other guys, and like they left him with the tab, and he was pissed off. He's like, the next day, like, oh, I'm never gonna go out with them again, you know, they're making out with guys after I paid for the drinks and everything. He was upset, so I understand him, yeah. And I'm gonna go ahead and say he probably spent maybe like $100 or maybe even $200 on those girls that night. And those girls ended up like going out with other guys that night. They ended up leaving. And so he was mad about it, and then like he told us he was not gonna hang out with them. And then like a few weeks later, I see him with the same girls. So yeah, don't be that guy. Don't make that mistake. You know, he's a good dude, you know, but yeah, you have to learn from that. You know, me personally, I used to do that when I first got here. Like, I didn't have no issues. Like, even when like a girl be like, oh, you know, like my friend wants to come, yeah, but I don't do that shit no more. And you know, unfortunately, if you leave with the wallet, that's the third tip that I would give you, is that don't lean with your wallet. Because you lean with your wallet, you're just gonna be around somebody that's not interested in you, and somebody that's just interested in like what you got. I'd also say that some of the Medellin girls, like I've always, and this is not just coming from my opinion, like I've seen other YouTubers, big time YouTubers say it as well, that Medellin is probably not the best place for dating. Like if you really want something serious, I recommend going to another city. I would say Cali is better. I would say Bogota. The girls over there are more career oriented. They're more about their hustle. They're more serious about things. You know, I haven't dated in another city, so I can't comment. I did go on a date, you know, with a girl in Cali, and I did notice like a big difference. Like, you know, she invited me to her house, she cooked me dinner, and I really never had that kind of like experience here in Medellin. Like, no matter how many like people I met here, like, I mean, you can meet some good girls here, but like I said, like it takes time. You gotta make sure you know what you're doing. You know, some of the girls here are busy too. They have schedules. You know, if they're working and they're going to university, don't expect her to go out that much. It's just the way it is. So that's why I suggest, like, if you go out with a girl, try to go out with a girl that's a little bit older, that has a career, that has something going for her. Because you go out with a girl that's not working, and you have to pay attention to her WhatsApp status as well, because that could tell you a lot. That could tell you a lot from the girl that you're going out with. Look at her WhatsApp status. You see that she's going out constantly every weekend. You see that she's never working. She never posts anything about work, and you know personally she's not looking for a job. Then that's a recipe for disaster right there. You know, like I said, like, make sure you look for a girl here that's like, you know, that has, you know, something going on for her. Because if you go out with a girl that's not working and shit, you know, you're gonna be leading with the wallet. That's why I'm saying don't lead with your wallet, you know. And also another important thing to do is, like, you know, important thing to know is, like, don't believe because, like, you know, the girl doesn't make a lot of money that she can't once in a while invite you to go have dinner, you know. Like, even if it's just like something simple like a Coca-Cola and a plate of the day or whatever, something that's like very cheap. Like, it doesn't matter how expensive the food is or like how much money she's wasting. The important thing is for her to show appreciation. Like, I've had a girl do that for me for my birthday. She took me on and she paid for everything, you know. And so, you know, you can find those girls here, you know. It's not all about, you know, wasting your money. Another thing that you also have to learn how to, like, another tip, my fourth tip would be, you gotta test that girl, you know. It's not always about going out, wasting money. Like, I mean, like I said, I'm not here to pocket watch or tell you how to spend your money, but if you lean with your wallet, you're gonna get that type of girl that expects every weekend for you to take her to fancy places or to be spending money on her, you know. Once in a while, you could do chill things too. And be like, hey, you know what? I don't got money this weekend. You want to come over to my apartment? You know, we could watch Netflix, order some pizza, drink some beers. Like, you could do simple things like that with some of these girls. But like I said, I think when it comes to Medellin, I'm gonna go ahead and say I think the Medellin girls are very spoiled compared to other like cities that I've heard from. And I've seen other people that have lived in different cities and have lived here as well, and they will tell you that themselves. And there's other YouTubers, if you pay attention to their videos, they'll tell you that Medellin hasn't been their favorite place to go, like, and meet women as far as like dating and long-term relationships. You can meet a good girl here in Medellin, but it takes time. You have to like pay attention. You have to like vent the girl out. You have to like put her to the test. And compared to other cities, it's a lot more easier. And over here, it takes time. Don't think that you could come over here in 1 month and find the love of your life. That's not gonna work. And also, an important tip that I would tell you is that there isn't really a hookup culture here. Like, as much as, like, you know, people might make it seem like, oh, there's nightlife, there isn't really a hookup culture. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but that's really not what Medellin's about. Also, you have to realize that, please, like, be aware of, like, you know, some of these girls are known for being, like, you know, a little bit grimy. They lie a lot. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like, you know, they do lie a lot. I'm not gonna sit here and say they don't. You know, don't think you're the only guy that they're talking to. And what I mean by grimy is that you could have a girl that's like a prepaga, you would never know that. Because, like, I'm talking about my experience. I've gone out with like I went out with 2 girls, and I found out later on that they were like selling. And I found out through, like, you know, looking at the WhatsApp status. Like I said, you have to just like look at what they're doing. Like, one girl's like, oh, I'm going to such and such country to go work as you know, waitress or whatever, but she was lying. I already knew what she was gonna go do. Like, common sense, you know, I've been traveling for a while and I already know that, yeah, I don't believe that. And not only that, but I was looking at the statuses of what she was doing. I was like, yeah, there's no way that she could afford that lifestyle. And, you know, so I had, you know, sooner or later I found out what she was really doing. You know, but I didn't like ask her like, oh, how come you didn't tell me? Like, I don't care. Like, that's like I said, that's her personal business. But I'm just telling you, like, you know, be careful, use protection, because you never know what the girl's doing, you know, down low. Like, you might not be the only guy that she's coming out with. Like, she might go out with 3 different guys in 1 month, and you don't know like what she's doing or who she's sleeping with. So that's also another important thing to like to consider. Like, your health is very important, you know, so use protection. You know, there is a lot of like druggings that are going on here right now in Medellin, so you also have to use common sense as well. Like, you feel like, you know, your security is like the most important, and you got to pay attention to it, you know. You know, that's why I say, like, if you're going out with a girl, that why the first time or even the second or third time, like, you know, she shouldn't be bringing her friends. Like, you're trying to get to know the girl. And usually some druggings I've seen happen because, you know, there's more than 1 or 2 girls, you know. And it's like, it's something that you have to take into consideration, is that the law in Medellin or Colombia in general is not tough on these girls. That's why you're seeing so many druggings, because they're not really coming after these girls. So, like, there's no consequences, and they know it, and so they keep doing it. So with that being said, it doesn't happen a lot, but when it does happen, there's really no, the people, like, the police over here, I'm not saying that they don't care, but it's just like, it's one of those things where it's just like, it's not really enforced. They don't bring down the hammer. And so that's another thing to take consideration. Like, come on, man. Like, I was like, if you're like at a certain age, going out with a certain girl, you definitely have to be on alert. So yeah, always watch your drink. Always watch, me when I go out and I have to go to the restaurant, I take the drink with me. If I don't take the drink with me, I just go ahead and buy another one. Other things that I could say is like, get the girl's Facebook, get the girl's Instagram. Like, I've met girls here and they tell me, oh, I don't have an Instagram, I don't have a Facebook. To me, that's a red flag. I immediately just stop talking to the girl. Like, I move on. Like, nah, man. I was like, nah, man. My safety is number one. So yeah, that's another advice that I could give you. Like I said, my reasons, for saying that Medellin's not really probably like the best place to dating is like, I just think the girls here are kind of like, there's a lot of girls here that are interested, and this is not coming from me. This is coming. I've gone out with girls here, and they've told me themselves. They've told me like, hey, like the girls here, there's a lot of girls here that are just interested in what you can give them. So that's why I'm saying like, and I'm not saying like other cities you don't have those type of women, because it's all over the world. But I think really here when it comes to Medellin, it's more like they might not be interested in you, like, as far as the content is like you buying them things and stuff like that, but they might be interested in like, oh, let's have a night out with this gringo, let's see like him spending money on us, let's see how much money we could get from him, like, let's go out, let's invite my friends, like. So yeah, dude, like, don't do that. And not only that, but like, there's nothing wrong with going out with groups of friends, but you have to realize this, like, you don't get nothing as a man if the girl's bringing friends that have boyfriends. Like, you have a guy friend that's with you, and then it's perfect, it's like a double date or whatever. But if you're by yourself and you're going out with the girl you're dating and she's bringing her friends, like, what are you getting from it? Absolutely nothing. You're just wasting your time, and you're wasting your energy, you're wasting your money. And at the end of the night, those girls are going to tell you, thank you, I had a good night. They're going to go home, they're going to go sleep with their boyfriend that doesn't even buy a McDonald's, and you done spent about $200 on those girls. So you're gonna just end up taking an L and shit. So my thing is that you have to be aware of that. You have to realize, what you're worth. Especially if like, you're the one paying for the Uber, the food, and the drinks. You make the rules. Don't let the girl dictate like what you have to do. Like, oh, but my friend wants to come, like, nah. And she tells you like, well, I don't want to go anymore. Okay, kick rocks and shit. Dude, that's another thing that I think guys need to be aware of, because I see a lot of gringos. I see a lot of foreigners come over here and do that, and to me that's a big no-no. It's alright, I guess, if you've known the girl for a few months already, you put her to the test, you know what she's about, you've known her for a couple of months already, maybe 3-6 months, maybe longer, alright. But people do go out here in groups or whatever. But if that's gonna be the case, you could always be like, what, everybody pitches in or whatever. Like, don't be thinking, oh, they're poor, so I have to fit the bill. Like, that's bullshit. If they have work, they have a job, guess what? Everybody pitches in. Even if they only pitch in like $7, $10, whatever it is. I was like, guess what? They could pitch in, and they want to be in a group drinking and stuff like that. Unless you want to be the odd man out and spend like $200 or $300 on these girls, and they end up going home with somebody else, and you stay by yourself or whatever. Like I said, I'm not here to pocket watch or tell somebody what to do with their money, but this is something that I've seen here. I've seen it happen to some of the Americans here, like I said, and it's happened to me. I've gone out with a girl. Like, I'll tell you my experience. Like, I used to go out with this group of girls that we were friends with, and I've noticed the change when I came back to Medellin. They didn't hit me up, they didn't do nothing, and these are girls that I used to take out all the time. And obviously we're just friends, but I think about it now. I'm just like, bro, when it was like, when I came back, they didn't even hit me up. Hey, you're back. I've had other people hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they weren't. They were like, kind of like, whatever. And so to me, it's just like, okay, well, I learned from my mistake, and I think one of them hit me up, and I told her straight up, she's like, oh, we'll invite so and such, and I was like, yeah, but I'm not gonna pay for them. They could pay for their own shit. They have a boyfriend. What the fuck do I get from that? Absolutely nothing. And shit, they have a man, guess what? They're a man. I told her straight up, and you know what, dude? I will say this right now. I think when I put my foot down and I said that, because she said like, oh, we'll invite two of our mutual friends, and I was like, first of all, they both have dudes. Nah, I'm good. I was like, they could come if they want, but they pay for their own shit. And guess what? When I came back, I didn't hear nothing from any of them, and I guess they must have talked to each other, and like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, this is based on my story, So don't let it happen to you. Like, you might think you have somebody that's a friend, but if you take alcohol away, sometimes you're gonna realize that person might not really be your friend, you know. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta put them to the test. You could do things that are relaxing. You could be like, hey, you know what? Let's go have some coffee. Yeah, you know what? You know, let's go to the park. Or you know what? Hey, let's go to the gym. Let's go to the gym. And so, you know, you could do things that don't involve alcohol, and you could put them to the test, because if they really like you, they're really interested in you, they'll do those things with you, man. But if they're just interested in what you could give them, whether it's a nice meal, good drinks, a good time, a night out, guess what? They're gonna be like, oh no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go here. Oh, I don't want to. You know what? I don't want to go to the mall. You know, like whatever. You know, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of activities that you can do in Medellin that don't involve alcohol. You know, you could go bowling. You could go to the go-karts in the mall. Like I said, the gym's another option as well. Another place that I recommend for guys to go to when it comes to, like, if you're coming over here by yourself and you want to meet women, I would also suggest going to like the dancing lessons. When I went to them, I saw a lot of guys getting girls' numbers there. And so, like, even if you don't know how to dance, you could take lessons and it would help you. You can meet people in those groups. And so, you know, that's another great way of meeting some of the women here if you're coming over here as single. If you don't want to use Tinder, because I really don't like those apps anyways. I prefer meeting people face to face. But, you know, I think women here are very approachable. They're very friendly. They're very nice. But like I said, you also have some women over here that are interested. And so when you embrace the nightlife here, you have to also be aware of that. If you're going out with some of the women here, they might only be interested in what you could bring them, like, you know, as far as drinks and like food and stuff like that. And so I would suggest like not to lean towards that the first few dates. Like, you know, you could ask the girl, do you like to work out? Do you like to exercise? Take her to the gym. Or you know what, let's go bowling. You know, you could do things that don't involve alcohol. You could test the girl to see how, you know, you're trying to get to know the girl. So why lean with your wallet? Why spend $100 or even $60? Most dates here, you shouldn't even spend the first day like even $20, $30 max. You know, you can have like a few beers and whatever, and that should be it. You know, you don't have to spend, because you think the men here are spending that much money on these girls when they go out with them. You think the Colombian men that are spending $100, $200 with these girls when they go out with them? Hell no. Hell no. So why are you have to move how the men move in those countries. That's why it's also important to make friends with the local men as well. You could ask them, hey, how are the dates here? Like, you know, what do you do? Like, you know, ask for advice, you know. You know, be like a sponge and try to get as much information you get, not only from the expats that are here, because it's also a great community of expats in Medellin, but you could also learn from the local men as well. It is common for groups of people to go out, and it is common for the men to foot the bill. I'm not saying that women foot the bill all the time, because they don't. But, you know, I'm also saying, you know, like, if you have a girl that you're going out with or whatever, or even just a friend, and she wants to, like, bring other friends, like, be aware, you know, that's how problems start. That's what happened to me. Like, you know, like I said, like, I thought I had some friends, and, like, I put my foot down. I was like, hey, you know what, man? Your friend could come, but she has a boyfriend, so she pays for her own tab. Like, her boyfriend can pay for her own tab. The other one is talking to a guy I'm pretty sure of. I was like, that guy can pay for her tab. And guess what? I got here, crickets and shit. So that's what happened to me, and I don't want it to happen to y'all guys. I hope that you get something from my experience and my experience from my friends. Like I said, Medellin's a great place. You could definitely meet some good women here, but like I said, this is not just coming from my opinion. This is coming from other YouTubers and people that live here in general. Like, I would always say that, you know, other cities are better. I would say Cali is better. Like, the women are more curvier over there. Medellin's known for the beautiful faces, you know. But like I said, every city has their own style. Bogota, the women are known for being like hustle and bustle. They're about their shit. They're about their careers. They're about getting everything done, having, you know, the right mentality to get ahead in life. So like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I would say those other cities might be a little bit more better as far as like if you're looking for something serious. And also, don't think that you could come here and in 1 month find the love of your life. That's not gonna happen. Like I said, especially in Medellin, I think it takes time. And I think, how would I say? I think you have to learn how the city moves. But if you make friends with the expats here, you could definitely learn a lot, you know. And there's a lot of YouTubers that talk about dating in Medellin, you know. There's a lot of videos out there, so you want to watch as many videos as possible before you come over here and you get a good understanding of how the city works. That way you can learn from other people's mistakes, and you don't have to make those mistakes that I've made, that other friends have made. And, you know, it's very important that y'all get that. And I hope that you got some great advice from some of the tips that I made. I would also try to do some interviews with some of the local women as well as soon as I get an opportunity, because I always feel like it's better to get advice from the women that live here, not just from a expat or something like that. So I'm going to try to get some girls here to like talk about dating and stuff like that, relationships and everything. So I hope that you'll like the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment, or you have any questions, leave a comment underneath the description of the video. And until next time, guys, take care.